Hey y'all, it's Tom. We all know I do a lot with knives. And actually, some of the videos can get boring. I understand that. They get boring to me too, doing them constantly. From inside my parlor, when I should be out in the woods doing them. But circumstances are what they are. And this little roll thingy can only go so far. And whether, the whole 9 yards. You know how it goes. So, yeah, it does get boring to me too sometimes doing, knife reviews constantly. But I mean, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to review a pot. All pots are the same. They're steel. They're different sizes and they boil stuff. Ooh, they got a lid. Oh, they got a handle. The handle might fold out. Ooh, might lock in place, it might not. But tonight I'm going to bring you a knife that just totally threw me. Back in 1916, 1915 area, Marvell's, Gladstone, Michigan, was the knife company of the United States, along with Case and a couple other ones, but mostly Marvell's. They were sportsman's knives. They weren't big honking buoys, they were sportsman's knives. You had skinners, you had folders, you name it. They made a complete line, like modern day K-Bar or Cold Steel or one of them. Now, they made a knife back in them days. There was two models. There was a Model 29 safety knife, much like the Safety Axe that they had. Okay, and they made a Model 30 or Model 39 that had a bigger blade on it. It didn't have the safety feature. So, this is what we're going to look at tonight. I just got these in. I've been wanting one of these for years. But the price tags on an original are up in the, over $600. The price tag on the other ones I seen in Parker, I'm amazed, they were well over too. So, this is a Marvell. It's not the Pakistan one. This is the one made in China. So, Marvell's right there. Now, the original had Marvell down here. The original was a 5-pin. This is a 5-pin also. We're going to go through this and you got nickel steel bolsters on the front and the back. These cuts are really cut exact as far as, the same width between everything. They're beautiful. This is a real stag bone handle. This is real one, not a faux, nothing like this. Is real. In between, I don't know if you're going to be able to pick it up, but you might be able to see it. That stag handle has black liners. This is a pocket knife, folding hunting knife. It's got black liners, and the liners go all the way around to the opposite side where the blade fits in. So you got a real stag 5-pin handle, black liners, nickel steel bolsters, done perfectly. There's brass liners for the blade and whatnot, and also for the spring on top. That's so that the water don't sit in there and rust them. You can see the handle itself is a Coke bottle design, which is very comfortable to the hand. And this knife is so well done, there's not even a grind mark here where they ground down the pin that holds the blade on, the swivel. They put a bolster over it. And these things are done impeccably. I've had this knife now for about 3 days. And I played with it, running through my fingers and whatnot. There is no, like, a little pin that's a little bit high, or, this doesn't fit in right. Nothing. It's perfect. It's almost like a custom handmade knife. So, that being said, What's this thing here for? This is an extended handle for the blade. Now, the blade on this is 4.5-inch satin finish. It is razor sharp. The whole knife is 6 1/4 closed. Now, when you push this blade, you unfold it, the guard swings out. So it is a swing guard type knife. That's what they call it. As far as the blade's concerned, the blade's got this beautiful belly in it, and it is razor sharp right out of the box. The swedge on top goes all the way back up into here, as you can see. Makes penetration phenomenal. It's a breeze. I've tried this on a piece of meat, and it's just like, and it's in there. Distal taper on a knife, that's not going to pick it up. But the distal taper on it is perfect. So when you're doing them money cuts, you don't have to worry about where your tip goes, because your tip is going right where you put it. You can see there's marbles etched into the blade. It's also stamped into the blade. And on the back here it says Marbles China. No, it doesn't. It has a model number. I can't read it. So we'll get you the model number in the description. Now, this is a 10 3/4 inch overall. So the 1925 Herders magazine article with this knife says it's for the discriminating sportsman who wants a full-size knife but doesn't want to carry a belt knife. Well, you're saying, well, hey, this is just a slip joint knife with a half stop. If you're ever wondering what the half stop is for, is to make kindling. You put this on here and you hit it with your hand, so you're not putting pressure on that pin, the joint pin. Okay? It's also to give you different angles for cutting. So as you can see with that guard, the guard swings out. It's beautiful. Okay? Now, some of the descriptions say this is the extended tang with a lanyard hole that I've read, but it's not. If you read the article in 1925 on this knife, it's a lockback. You take the guard here, fold it in. That's the bottom of the blade right there in that crack. Butts up against this. It's a lockback. Has a little bit of a play, but for that time, it's a very innovative idea for the 1920s. But this will lock the blade in. So now I have a 10.5-inch knife with a 4.5-inch blade on it. Now this is razor sharp, but as you know, your Morris, Bushcraft Black is like a 4 1/8 inch. So this is right up there in that kind of area. But it does have a lock that's going to prevent this from closing back on your fingers. And you can see where it hits up in there. It's right on the money. So overall, like I said, you got a 4.5-inch blade, swedged, beautiful Marbles belly on it. Marbles is known to have them kind of, the belly on it for skinning. Drop point, swing guard, brass bolsters, black liners, black stag handles, nickel silver bolster on the back. You also have this for a lock. What more could you ask for in a woodsman's knife? I've wanted one of these for years, and I'll be perfectly honest with you. If I would have had one of these years ago, I'm not really sure how many more knives I would have bought, because this would have done everything I ever wanted to do in the woods. And I should have bought one. I had a chance to buy one when I was about 18 years old. a friend of mine, an old gentleman I spoke to about a story here in Shotgun. He had two of these. He gave them away to his kids because nobody wanted to buy them because they were just odd looking. Boy, what a blade I missed. And they were the original Marbells with the carbon. This is stainless. Look at that blade. Isn't that gorgeous? All these knives that I did review this year, we're going out in the woods over the summertime. And we're going to look at them and use them and see what they're actually like. So now, take this knife down and put it away. Grab a hold of this loop here. Boy, this thing is tight. Pull that open. Now your blade is going to fold up. Like so, and it's going to drop right in to the recess in that little tailpiece, I guess you'd call it. Now, there's no edge to the knife to get cut on, and it becomes a compact 6-inch pocket knife. And that's something. That is a contraption, but a very innovative contraption for 1925, but even today you don't see nothing like this around, as far as locking your blade in like that. It's almost a bit, I guess you would maybe even call it a lever block. I don't know what they would call that. But this is the Marbells folding safety knife. Lockback. That snapped. That thing's got some pressure. And believe it or not, that thing does not get in your way when you're using the knife. I've played with it now, like I said, for about 3 days. It does not get in the way. So, I hope you like this video. This is another one of them Woods Lures knives. Now, I like the vintage knives, so even though this is modern, it's still reminiscent of a vintage knife. So, I hope you like these videos. I hope you like this blade, and go, research one yourself. These come in buckshot handle. They also come in like a brown amber bone. They run around $17 to $28. What a great blade to have on you. Just to shove in a pack or even use make a main knife out of. It's a lockback. So this is Tom. Thank you for your time and your patience. I hope everybody's safe out there. Like I said, we will be getting to the woods this summer using these knives. Marbells safety knife. So I thank you for your time and your patience. Y'all have a great night, and we'll see you.